If you work as a manufacturing facilities engineer, installing a new piece of equipment can be as complex as the machinery itself. From prep work to alignment and testing, it's your team's job to put it all together. That's why it's good to have Grainger on your side. With industrial-grade products and next-day delivery, Grainger helps ensure you have everything you need close at hand through every step of the installation. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to Girl You Know What podcast, season 6, episode 10. I am Danielle.
And I'm Keisha.
And first of all, how you been?
Thank you for asking. I am doing okay. And I don't know if I've shared this here, but I have been taking a GLP-1.
Okay.
I took my 5th shot on Friday. I took 1 week off.
Okay.
But I took, I increased my dose. My dosage increased on Friday. So, it's been going well.
Good. I was just
I can't complain. I've been seeing tremendous results.
Good.
So, hey.
Yeah. And you know what, people I know that have been on those, like honestly, like I'm just going to guess off the top of my head. I would say probably about 15 people I know who have been on them. And I haven't heard one bad thing. Like no major side effects, like, they don't, feel sick or anything like that. The only person, I only heard one person say something, and it was just like when they went from one dose to the next, like to the upgraded one, they felt like a little nauseous, like for a few hours when they woke after I think she said she took it at night, and then when she woke up that next morning, like she felt like a little nauseous, but it only lasted for like a little bit, and she wasn't sure if that was it or not, but but other than that, I haven't.
So I think the very first week that I took the shot, I was nauseous.
Oh yeah, I can totally see that.
And I don't eat candy. I have never, probably when we was younger, of course, I'd kill lemon heads and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But since I've been an adult, I don't indulge in candy, and I don't know why. But I definitely got some like Jolly Ranchers and like the bag, not just one or two, like in the little pack that you get at the grocery checkout, but I got like a bag of them.
Yeah.
Because my mind said when I felt that nausea, like, well, let me have something that I can kind of suck on just in case I feel a little woozy, or something like that. But to tell the truth, I haven't, after that first week, I didn't need them. The only thing that did happen is I had the worst constipation for 1 week.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah.
And
that could be with any medication, but yeah.
Yeah, that right there, I was looking, and being a person who has worked with drug addicts and, so I was like, is this dope? Like, what is this y'all giving us? Because I know some of my clients be having like a real bad bout with constipation, but it's the opiates will make you. And I was like, are y'all giving us dope? What is this?
What is going on here?
What is this coming from?
Yeah.
But after that 1 week, I have not had, and that's what made me miss the next week. I did not take my injection that Friday.
Okay.
But then I waited, and then I took it this Friday. So, and I increased my dose. So I can't complain, to tell you the truth.
Good.
So, it is what it is. But how have you been?
Exhausted.
Yeah.
My mom is having some health issues. She's better now, so that's why we took some time off. But she looks better. She sounds better.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, so just trying to get her to eat. And I asked her yesterday. I was like, then I got to deal with her today. I was like, girl, I was like, I think you're more hard-headed than kids.
Look, baby.
Why are we raising these parents?
Mine's a 66 and 85.
Listen.
And I'm going to tell you right now. Good luck.
Right, girl.
Because they are headed.
They are so hard-headed.
I told my mama, you got the audacity to be trying to watch your mama, and somebody need to watch you.
That part.
You
Can we
know,
talk about that?
if we gonna talk about it, you got the audacity to be
Girl,
trying to make meals for your
listen.
mama, and somebody need to be babysitting you.
I
I
mean,
said, and if y'all don't answer this phone one more time, I'm gonna call the authorities on both of
that
you
part.
and tell them that two senior citizens are running loose in the city of Columbus and they don't know where they're going. Now keep it up.
Girl, I had to see that flash across the news. Like,
Two senior citizens
baby. And they both off the hook. So,
off the hook, both
approach
of them.
carefully, approach with caution.
Approach with serious caution.
Love
Because
it.
that 85-year-old one gonna fight.
That one
That's the
right
one you gotta
there.
worry about. She
Yeah.
gonna fight.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That 66-year-old one, she gonna cry. You don't gotta worry about her. But that 85-year-old wanna knuckle up every chance she get.
I know that's
Mm-mm.
right.
Mm-mm. Watch
They
them.
okay. Ooh wee, child. Gotta raise
Tell you.
them. Gotta raise them.
You
I'm
gotta
over it.
raise
Mm.
they worse than children.
Yes.
And
I'm.
you know it's bad because my baby girl sent me a video of that man. Have you seen it? Where he in the car with his daughter
Mm-hmm.
and she bought him some Krispy Kreme.
I haven't seen that.
And she said something like she must have promised him an ice cream if he went to the store with her.
Uh huh.
And he said, now we can go get ice cream. She said, you're not gonna get an ice cream, you got a donut. He said,
Oh.
uh. You ain't gonna you told me I was gonna get an ice cream.
Okay.
And if you keep on doing, I'ma stop going places with you if you keep lying. And on the thing it says old people and toddlers is the same.
Basically, yes.
And
Thank
they
you.
is.
Yeah, they
They is.
are.
She and the child knew because she sent it to me. She knew.
Uh huh.
They the same
The
thing.
same exact thing.
Having to deal with them.
I don't know what we're gonna do, girl. But all I know is that I'm gonna give it right back to these little ones, when I get to be that age. So it is what it is.
Listen.
Yeah. So
So
that's good.
today we decided to be a little more lighthearted.
Yeah.
Lighthearted and very short.
Mm-hmm.
And we are gonna and if you follow us, which you should
Okay.
on Instagram, you notice that most of our content is music related.
Yes.
We say this all the time. The podcast is released on Tuesday because when we were growing up, people didn't just drop music out the sky at midnight on a
Mm-hmm.
Thursday. All new music was released on Tuesday. And that's why our podcast comes out on Tuesday because we are avid lovers of music. We
Yes.
love music, all kinds of music, to
Mm-hmm.
be truthful. So we thought today, let's talk a little bit about music.
Yes.
And why not start with our generation of music, which is the 80s?
Yeah.
Well, we're not start with the 80s.
Okay.
So tell me right now,
Mm-hmm.
what songs from the 80s do you think you play just like more than if you had to pick a song,
Mm-hmm.
what would be like your quintessential like 80s song?
Oh. Oh, okay, okay. I got Midnight Star Curious. I play that one all the
Okay.
time. I don't know what it's the beat, it's his voice on the song. I would probably say that that's one of the one top ones that I play all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my mother is like Midnight Star and Atlantic Star.
Baby, I used to get them confused when
Listen,
we were kids just because of the name, but I used to
me
be like the
too, but
same
the only
thing.
reason I knew Midnight Star because I think they was from Cincinnati.
Yeah, they are.
Callaway. I feel like they from
I
Cincinnati.
believe so, yeah. I
So
always thought
that's
Dayton,
the
but I think
way
they
I
are
could
Cincinnati.
tell
Yeah.
like who they were.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I had to pick,
Yes.
I was raised in Columbus for a period of time, but I was born here in Dayton.
And if y'all
I
know
am a
anything about
true
Dayton,
Daytonian.
okay.
I would have to pick I Want to Be Your Man by Roger and Fab.
Baby.
When I tell you a song that I keep on repeat,
Uh-huh.
it is I Want to Be Your Man. It's
Baby.
I play when y'all see y'all streams get highs. on weird sound that y'all be like, who is listening to this song? It's me.
It's okay.
Nicole Ray, when you see your streams getting high and you trying to figure out who is playing I Can't See over and over
I
again, it's me.
mean, listen.
Because I will play a song for
Me
days
too. Listen.
on repeat for
Mm-hmm.
days.
Mm-hmm. Like it's my
Like,
first time hearing it. I'm like, oh, what is this?
yes,
Uh-uh.
I will play it forever. And I
Yes.
will go to sleep. Harold Melvin.
You
Harold Melvin and
better.
Blue Notes. Teddy P. I play I Miss You so much.
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't have Tidal anymore. I went back to using Apple Music.
Yeah.
Something about Tidal turned me off,
Mm-hmm.
and I stopped using it.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
I just use
on
Apple now.
on Tidal, they would make a list of the songs that you play, like what was your most played songs,
Mm-hmm.
and it would list them in order.
Yeah.
Baby, I Miss You was at the top of that list
Baby.
every single time.
I bet.
Every single time. Now, if I had to pick a second song from the 80s,
Mm-hmm.
Whitney Houston, You Give Good Love.
Oh, girl.
That would be my karaoke song. Like
Yes, you
if I
better.
ever had the nerve to sing karaoke,
Uh-huh.
You Give Good Love
That
every
would be
time.
it. Okay.
Every single day of the week. When I
Okay.
say know every word
Mm-hmm.
and know the end, you give good love, baby. You give good love, sugar. You give good love. You gotta know which way they come in order at the
That
end.
part.
Listen,
Then
it's
you
that
know
one.
the song. And then but
Oh,
how about us singing that song at what were we probably like 5, 6 years old, 7 years old when that song came out and singing it like we really had been through it.
cause who did we think we were
Baby.
singing? Heard that one song she got. I can see the video plain as day.
Uh-huh.
Um, oh my God, no, cause I'm about to go look it up. What is the song? Um, Whitney. What's the song called, Whitney? Bring it to my remembrance.
Let me
When she
see.
was talking about she was somebody's husband.
Oh, damn.
Hold on, here go the album right here. Okay, I want to dance with somebody. Love. Didn't we almost have it all? Is one
Didn't
of them,
uh-huh, definitely.
but that ain't the one I'm talking about. Where do broken hearts go? What is the song called? Was it on her second album? I want to dance with somebody. Love will save the day. Didn't we almost have it all? So emotional. Where are you? No, this ain't the one. Hold on. Let's look at this album. You give good love. Someone for me. Saving all my
Saving all
love.
my love for you.
We didn't have no
Nope.
business. That's bad as me being a little kid singing
Mm-hmm.
private dancer,
Baby.
thinking the dance was about ballerinas. Because she had
Yes.
ballerinas in that darn video.
Oh, they knew what they were doing. They knew what they were
I'm
doing with
your
the visual of that
private
video,
dancer.
baby. And you listen
Dancer
to
for
them,
money. I'ma do what you want me to do.
baby.
Tina, why you had little kids singing that?
Okay.
Listen, and why was my big mama letting me sit there and watch it? Big mama and Nana was two different,
Yeah, two different people. Yeah.
two different
Mm-hmm.
people, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because Big Mama was letting me watch it
Okay.
with no problem. But Big Mama came from a musical family, so she understood the whole thing about enjoying music, and she would
Yeah.
buy us little tape recorders,
Mm-hmm.
and we could you know record. Back then you could get you one of them little tape recorders and you put the tape in and press record and play at the same time.
Yeah.
Remember, and you could record yourself. So Big
Yep.
Mama used to do stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Nana was sanctified and filled with the Holy Ghost. She couldn't bring
Okay.
that devilment in her house.
Listen, if she saw it, it was in the trash.
In the garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, I didn't watch regular cartoons till I was 10 years old. Like y'all think I'll play. Like, I did not see. When I say I am churchy and I might seem very churchy to people, y'all, I used to watch Superbook, Flying House,
Child, no, you didn't.
Gumby, and Gospel Bill.
No, you did not
That
go
was the
there.
extent of my cartoons growing up. And when I was a kid, I used to want to go to Oral Roberts University. Like, that's
Because that was the only
Like
college you probably knew of.
that Carlton Pearson was like the best thing since sliced bread.
Okay.
He was probably like 19 or 20 when I was younger. And
Mhm.
we used to watch TBN all day. And
Right.
that's all he used to say at the Oral Roberts University. I'm a student at the Oral Roberts University. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to Oral Roberts when I grow up.
Okay.
I did end up at Liberty though.
But that's a whole different
I did.
story.
I did end up at Liberty University though. So I mean, I guess it kind of was though it's the Oral Roberts of today.
There you go.
Child, I'm telling you.
Child.
But that was the extent of life. Okay,
Yeah.
so we did 80s.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. 90s. 90s
Okay.
is hard
I
though.
know, cause that's like when we were coming of age and
Oh my God,
growing
90s is
and
really
yeah, we were
hard.
teenagers in the 90s, so
So let's
that's
just pick. So if you had to pick a favorite, oh, this is hard too. If
uh-huh.
you had to pick a favorite band from the 80s, Jesus, why did I
Oh.
say that? Okay, I got one.
Okay.
Okay, I got mine.
Okay.
And now I'm only saying this because it was the band that I feel like was like in my face
Mhm.
that was like popular, even though back then I guess we would have called it a group. But
Right.
now as an adult, I know that they were like a very good band.
Right.
Would have to be Maze and Frankie Beverly.
Oh, no doubt.
Because I loved Maze and Frankie Beverly's music when I was younger.
Mhm.
Um, but I didn't know how great the musicianship was until I grew up.
Yeah, and I don't
You know what I'm
think we
saying? We
thought
didn't
about
I couldn't
that. Yeah, you couldn't
appreciate it
appreciate
then.
it. Mhm.
But now as an adult, it's like, oh, that was jamming.
Yeah, because like when we would just and then like if your mom or whoever put on like their full album and
Mm-hmm.
you would just hear the music playing,
Mm-hmm.
we would be like, when are they going to sing, whatever like that, but
Uh-huh.
we didn't realize that they were actually a band
Right.
who just sang.
Right.
That's
Right.
what it was. They weren't sing. I mean, they were singers, but you know what I'm
Great
saying. Yeah, they were
musicianship. Like
musicians. Yeah.
amazing, amazing. I would have to say. Now I'm sure if we went back a little
Mm-hmm.
and then you said like the 70s, now you're gonna have a real hard time because
Oh
the first thing you're
yeah.
gonna think is like Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Mm-hmm.
You know, absolutely hands down Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah, I would say they're number one, and then I would
Yeah.
give
Parliament.
Parliament definitely because they took it to a whole new level.
Yeah,
Because
they had a good, I would say Parliament's stage show was
yeah,
like out of this world.
mm-hmm,
You know,
for sure.
I think Parliament gave people the the freedom mentally to say, oh, I can push the envelope further.
Mm-hmm.
Because this man put a spaceship on the, you know,
Listen,
he put a
yeah,
spaceship on the stage.
yeah, and that's
So
what all.
I can
Mm-hmm.
kick it up a notch. I can go as
Yeah,
far as I want to go with
because we
this.
taking this somewhere else.
Yeah, like like literally, he just showed you you can take this outer space, like you can take
Mm-hmm.
it all the way.
Oh yeah,
So I would say Parliament had a great stage show.
yeah.
I would say Earth, Wind, and Fire as a band, but
Mm-hmm.
if I want to go to like all of the 70s bands was banging,
Listen,
but you know what I'm gonna pick. Cause again, I am a true Daytonian.
right?
I'm gonna pick the Ohio Players.
Oh, no doubt.
I'm gonna pick the Ohio Players.
Yeah, and I think that they're up there. Like people always give them their props, but I still think they're underrated.
Absolutely.
Yeah. For their
Absolutely.
stage presence and just their musicianship, all
And for the
that.
musicianship,
Mhm.
yes.
And
Them instruments, see,
yeah.
these new people, y'all don't know. And that's why I always appreciated Jodeci
Mhm.
and appreciated Jodeci and Mint Condition, of
Oh
course.
yeah.
Mint Condition to me would for in our age would be our Ohio players
Yeah.
because they play
They're
music.
musicians.
We have no more bands.
Mhm.
Like we don't have another band other than them.
Yeah. Um,
Anywhere. Like I don't know. Do we have any more groups? Hold on.
Well, shoot, when you get a group, they always start going solo now. I mean, they've always done that. That's something that's always happened, like where the lead singer will eventually do
Now,
a solo
Beyonce, we
project.
love you
But
too, right? Beyonce, you did this to them.
yeah,
Because if you notice, after Destiny's Child broke up,
there were no more groups.
there are no more groups.
Mm-mm,
Ain't no more.
no.
You will see a girl group pop up out the cement
Mm-hmm.
like a weed. They'll be
Yeah,
everywhere.
and then they're gone.
Now it ain't no more groups.
uh. Oh, I just thought about. I got a '70s band for you,
Ooh.
Rolls Royce.
Oh
And
yeah.
let me say this because they were all musicians.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't think of her real name, but everybody called her Rose because they thought that she was her name was Rose, the lead singer. Or she
Mm-hmm.
was, well, I don't want to say lead singers. I don't want to piss them off because their unsung was kind of nasty. But
My
it
God, it
also,
was.
yeah, but it also gave insight into why it was.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that is because they were a group of musicians and then they basically turned singers. And that's what
Mm-hmm.
always like really I think that's what really made me realize that these groups are musicians first.
Right.
That just happened to be able to sing or bring a singer in, and that's what they did. But they did have men in the group that could sing.
Mm-hmm.
But
But I think and what he was trying to get across, and at the
mm-hmm,
time, I think as a group they didn't want to receive this.
mm-hmm.
You needed that softness
Yes,
because
thank
that's
you.
what he was trying to like get across to them. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yes, you guys are amazing musicians,
Right.
but also we need somebody to soften this up.
Mm-hmm.
Gwen, that was her name,
Gwen,
Gwen.
yeah, yep. Mm-hmm.
Gwen Dickey.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. So we need somebody to kind of soften this look a little bit because it was all men.
Yeah, yeah, she was the only woman in the band.
Yes, and she had to have that look, and
Mhm.
you had to have that. I mean, the same goes for like Atlantic Star.
Yeah.
Atlantic Star is a group of all men.
And most
How
of them
many
are
times did they
brothers.
change lead singers?
Yeah.
But you need that feminine touch to
Mhm.
make it marketable.
Right. And they didn't really, I mean, you got the egos,
And
you
you
got
definitely
them
need
wanting
it
to
in
do
the
their
70s.
thing.
You don't need it so much now. Let me say, because
Mhm.
I don't want people to, because immediately like Mint Condition and Jodeci popped in my head. You don't necessarily need it now, but
Right.
back then, everything was sex, drugs, and rock and roll. You needed a
Mhm.
woman.
Right. Yeah. I agree with that.
Hmm.
Let me see. What Oh, okay.
Something you just said, Heat
What?
Wave, popped in my head when you said
Oh
Rolls
yeah.
Royce.
Heat wave. Yep. They're
Heat
to me they
Wave.
remind me of like a Rolls Royce, on that. I mean, I'm
Yes.
sorry. Pretty much all them groups, Cool in the Gang, they were all and that's what we didn't realize back then. They were all musicians,
Hmm.
and even Cameo. I mean, I know they were '70s too, but they were more. I think that we
80s, early
'80s,
80s.
early '80s. They were musicians. The Deal, they were musicians.
Cameo surprised us with Sparkle. Every
Mm-hmm.
time I hear the song Sparkle, it never feels like it's Cameo.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, does anybody else think that? Like,
I could see
because
that.
you're so used to word up, hey,
Yeah.
like you're so used to the little edgy, like rough,
Yeah.
and you heard that and was like, what?
Like who? Who is
Who?
this?
Who's it? Who is this? I mean, because I remember when I was putting my list together and I was like, Sparkle, I just looked it up by the song and I was like, Cameo. Now, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, you wouldn't
The
think that
man
was
with the
him.
red underwear on? Is
Okay, that still
that
wears them to this day, honey.
what it is? Like, wait a minute, is this him? Who is this singing?
That's them.
Because I'm telling you, that song is so good. It is
Mhm.
classic. It lasts the test of time. You could play that
Yeah,
at your wedding today,
baby.
and people would still be falling all out over it.
Oh yeah,
Like
definitely.
falling out over it. I love that
Mhm.
song.
Yeah, for sure.
Now we did what we did
80s,
80s.
70s.
I'm trying to think what else from the 80s could we cover. Well, something that we don't really talk about much, and I
Mhm.
think you and I have had the conversation, is we used to call it, because what do I have it saved as on my on my phone? I think I have it saved as soft rock.
Oh, but they call it yacht rock
They
now.
call it
Yacht.
yacht
Yeah,
rock.
yacht rock. Yes,
Listen,
baby.
soft rock and roll. That's what I got it saved as,
Mhm.
80s soft rock.
Yeah, because that's what we called it back in the day. I think
Yeah.
yacht rock is new, unless they just always called it that and we didn't know. But it's soft rock.
No, I think it's soft rock because I think when they
Mhm.
used to even put those infomercials up, that's where we got the name from. That's what they
Yeah.
used to call it on those infomercials.
Yeah. Uh huh.
Listen, so if I had to pick, let me look at my list. A soft rock song. Oh my God, this is hard too. And
I
these were mostly
know.
white artists.
Yeah.
These were mostly white artists. And
Mhm.
now some of this I do include Prince and Whitney Houston on some of
Oh,
these.
I can see
Because
that.
I have Where Do Broken Hearts Go and I have So Emotional. Because when I watched the HBO did a documentary on Yacht Rock.
Mhm.
And there was a certain like drum tempo, I should say, that would make your music be considered, the drums were not as like the Ohio players,
Yeah.
that intro to I Want to Be Free. That
Mhm.
drum sequence is like hard.
Right.
Soft rock was like a little like, tat, 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 like it was a
Yeah,
little
came in real
tap.
soft.
It was a
Yeah.
softer play on the drums. So
Mhm.
I do have like a couple of Whitney Houston songs, but immediately the first thing I think about is Careless Whisper.
Oh, now you already know how I feel about George Michael. So yes, yes, yes,
Careless
yes,
Whisper is a song I sing out loud to this day, like
baby.
randomly.
Like I'm on stage. That part.
L- Like y'all did something when y'all made Careless Whisper.
Yeah.
You did a good thing when y'all made Careless Whisper.
Okay.
Because even the words, I never want to dance again because guilty feet have no rhythm.
That part.
It's easy to pretend I know you're not a fool. I should have known better than to cheat a friend and waste the chance that I've been given.
Mhm.
So I never want to dance again the way I danced with you. Why was we listening to this kind of intense music at 5?
Exactly.
Somebody tell me why at 3, 4, and 5 these intense songs was our jam.
That's why we are the way we are now.
This is exactly why we was grown at 10
Mhm. Mhm.
and why at 45 we feel like, oh, y'all get on our nerve.
Listen.
Like we lived already. Like stop with this
Yeah.
this drama y'all creating. Like, and of course you couldn't say um nothing about yacht rock or 80s soft rock and not use Hall and Oates.
Hall and Oates, Doobie Brothers. Listen, and the Doobie Brothers I knew were white because I saw
Yeah.
Michael McDonald. But Hall and Oates, you could not tell me they weren't white. They weren't. They were white. I thought they were black.
Listen, you a bitch girl. Listen. Oh, and the way he was just bouncing, anyway,
Baby.
you gotta rely on the old man's money. Listen,
Okay.
listen. Y'all don't know.
Not a
Y'all, that's why
clue.
y'all unhappy though. It's y'all's music.
Yeah, listen to what y'all listen to. Look at
The
what y'all listening
music
to.
has made y'all so unhappy. And y'all don't even realize you just ingesting that. You just ingesting it.
I
And it's
mean,
just coming out in y'all. Everything is shoot, murder, kill.
yeah.
Everything is slinging bricks.
I mean,
Every woman is a bee and a hoe. That's why y'all ain't
everything.
in love.
Exactly.
That's why y'all hate women.
Mm-hmm.
Cause you don't listen to no love songs.
Right.
You don't do it.
I don't
And that's
understand.
exactly why.
Yeah. Just just put on some 80s and some 70s, 80s, and I would definitely say early 90s music, and it will change your life. If you
It
quit looking at it
will.
like, oh, that's old and everything like that, because the 70s was before our time, the 60s was before our time, and we listened to it. Still
Yes.
listen to
But
it to this
see,
day.
it be the parents. It be the
Yeah,
parents.
exactly.
Y'all's parents want to listen to that. But I feel like even if my mother listened to something that was like inappropriate,
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, back then inappropriate was like Prince Do Me Baby.
Exactly. Yeah.
My mother never played that around me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I might have been supposed to been upstairs and like been a kid and been in the bed, and she might have been having her friends over
And they were
downstairs,
playing
like,
something, and
and
that's
that
and a
might have been
song like
playing
that came up.
something,
Yeah.
or Melissa Morgan's Do Me
Mm.
Baby, like those things. No, she never played them. Now, if she left the house, I probably put them on
I mean,
because I wanted to hear what the song was saying.
exactly.
But
Yeah.
our parents just lived, for some reason, something has convinced like parents today to just share everything with their kids.
Right.
Our parents lived in a more behind closed doors,
Mm-hmm.
life.
Yeah.
And in turn, that was good for us though,
Oh yeah.
because we didn't have to be exposed to a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And now, parents is playing
Same music. They
hood
listen.
nigga songs in the
Yeah.
car with toddlers. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, hey,
You see
put some
toddlers act.
ABCs on, baby. That's why your baby can't
Please
read. Like,
listen.
this is the main problem why kids can't read and stuff.
Okay, because I usually listen to, if I'm not listening to something on Apple Music, which is usually some profanity or something, unless it's like an old school playlist I'm
Mm-hmm.
listening to. But when I have the kids in the car, I always put on the Groove,
Yeah.
for Sirius XM, and
Mm-hmm.
that's like 70s, 80s, early 90s music. And they love it. They'll sit there and listen to it, because there's no
Mm-hmm.
cussing, no profanity. If I put on something else like Rock the Bells or, whatever, of course that's got cussing all through it. Um, but even baby girl, 2.5 years old, she'll be back there bobbing her head to some 70s music, and I'm like, go ahead, Mimi.
Yeah.
It's like, because it's the music.
Yeah.
You ain't got to listen to, all this, stuff that ain't right. If you like the music, you're grown. You can listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
But don't expose your kids to that. I'm sorry. It's not cute.
Yeah. Like I think that's
Yeah.
the difference that I see. Like, we were not exposed to that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Our parents kind of kept those things hidden from us. And
Right.
I don't see anything wrong with it.
Mm-mm. No. Because yeah.
I feel like, and I said this before, when I picked up my child's phone at 12 and
Mm-hmm.
13, and she was in there calling somebody a bitch ass nigga, I
Baby.
felt so convicted. I was like, oh, I gotta stop cussing.
Right. Because I know where she
I
got
gotta
that
stop
from.
cussing because I know where she got that from. How did you call that man a bitch ass nigga? I was like, oh no, she too young. Where she get this from?
Right.
She got this from
Yeah,
me.
you got to sit back and reevaluate yourself.
I
Like,
was like, no.
oh,
But see, a lot of people don't hold themselves accountable.
yeah.
They
Mm-hmm.
gonna tell their kid, I can do what I want to. Mm-mm,
Right.
mm-mm.
Right.
You are the living, breathing example that child need.
Mm-hmm.
And, foster some love,
Yeah.
foster some positive
Ain't nothing
music,
wrong. It doesn't
something
make you
positive.
soft. Nothing like that.
And you're not, what is it gonna kill you to listen to nice kitty PG music in the
Mm-hmm.
car, and you
Exactly.
can listen to your music. And I'm not an out loud music player anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer to put my music in my headphones.
Right.
I don't, you know, I'm a silent car rider,
Mm-hmm.
because when you get off work, I don't want to hear all that noise.
Exactly.
People
Right.
crazy.
Right.
When you have to fight, and I don't mean no disrespect, when you have to fight with drug addicts and
Mm-hmm.
complaints and hearing all that noise, I don't want to hear nothing
Right.
when I get in the car. I don't want to hear nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be silent all the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. Or just dealing with people,
So
period,
if
girl.
I want to hear my music, I want to hear it. And I'm probably only playing it to block out the noise around
Mm-hmm.
me.
Right.
So, but a girl, when I read that on her phone, I was like, oh, Keisha, this your fault.
Right.
My granny don't cuss.
Right.
My mama treat her like she's a toddler. So I know
Right.
she ain't
She ain't
cuss.
cussing around her. This is me. It's
This is
me.
me. That's my doing right there. Ain't nobody else. Mr. Ronnie don't even cuss around that girl. Mr.
Right.
Ronnie don't cuss at all.
Right.
So I was a culprit of that.
You're like, well, damn.
And baby, and that's the cuss words that stood out to me, because at 12, how did you put that in such good sequence?
Exactly. That's when
That
you
kind of threw
know.
me. It was some
Yeah.
other cuss words and there's some other statements
But
like,
that one stuck out because that was like, oh, that was perfect, and that's something
like,
I would
oh,
say just off my tongue, just like,
oh, just
yeah.
off my tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Man, if you don't get your weak ass that was it was like
Yeah.
that. I thought,
Mhm.
oh, well, I know where you got
Mhm.
that from.
Girl. Well, at least you, yeah, like you said, take accountability, honey.
Oh
Be
yeah,
like, we
honey, I
got to
had to
change.
adjust after that. Start taking deep breaths, start whispering.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
cause you can't be. I call you back. No, I
Right.
can't
When
be
she leave,
my
yeah, we're
child
gonna have this
here. I can't. I gotta
conversation.
call you back. Mm-mm.
We'll have this conversation later.
We'll talk about this later.
Okay.
For real. Cause that was like,
Oh
you
my
know,
gosh.
cause now we got to teach lessons about the way you're presenting yourself
Mm-hmm.
and how you act. Even if somebody acts that way towards you, don't you return it with that. Don't do that.
Right.
You just walk away.
Yeah.
You just leave. Girl, yeah.
Child.
So 90s.
Okay. Oh gosh. Okay. So my favorite, I'm gonna say my favorite 90s song, Lord have mercy. I do not like you for this. Oh my
This is
gosh.
the hard. I was not gonna do it, but this is
Yeah.
the
Oh, we got
hardest
to.
because this is our lives. Like
Yeah.
90 to like 98.
Mm-hmm.
This is when we was in our like prime,
Yeah.
our young
Dang.
adult prime.
Okay. I got it. Um. Shit. I lost it. Because I got so many. Oh.
Mine's gonna be easy.
Okay.
It's gonna be, of course, normal. Like,
Okay. Whatever you want. Tony, Tony, Tony. That's my favorite 90s song, hands down.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Let me tell you what's crazy. I was this close, and I almost sung it out when we got started.
Uh-huh.
I was over here humming, "Whatever you want, my heart belongs to you."
Oh, yeah.
But you
Okay.
was talking about Tony, Tony, Tony,
Yeah,
and
I'm
I
talking
was
about
thinking about Jodeci.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
hands down, my favorite 90s song
Uh-huh.
is my favorite. Okay, I got two. It's my
Okay.
favorite 90s girl group because back then we had groups.
Yeah, yeah, see, that's the thing too. Because that's what was getting me, but go ahead.
So, my favorite 90s song that I still play to this day,
Mm-hmm.
will still put it on, and I'm going to say album.
Okay.
Um and it's, oh god, it's two albums, same artist. SWV.
Oh, that's my favorite girl group of all time.
So Weak would be my first pick
Mm-hmm.
of a song.
Mm-hmm.
And that album is from their first, that's their first album.
Yeah.
Which was the album called Sisters with Voices, or was just no, it's about
It's
time.
about time. Yeah, I was about to say right about time, child. It's about, but I was thinking of
So
right here, but yeah.
I think Weak, and from that album too, which is like a sleeper, nobody really plays this,
Mm-hmm.
but That's What I Need.
Yes.
So those two from their first album.
Mm-hmm.
But and this is why this really shocked me when I heard them say that they do not like Release Some Tension. I
Yeah. That's
love.
that's my favorite album from them.
Oh,
And the thing is, like when you got a banging debut album like how they had,
mhm,
I don't even consider that like in the running. Like it's automatic.
yeah.
Like that's automatically my favorite album. The same way with like Jodeci, because Jodeci's my favorite male group of the '90s, and SWV is my favorite female group. But I don't
I
even
think that
put.
was like really like, I'm sorry, I think that was amazing for them to be able to have a third album
Yeah,
that like I was shocked when I heard them say that.
yeah, me too. Because I was like, that album is banging. But you know what? A lot of artists, you always hear them say like some of their most popular songs they didn't like.
And people would be surprised. I hate Rain. I don't like that song.
Now I like the song. It's
Their
definitely
two
not my
most
favorite.
popular songs,
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Rain and I do not like Downtown.
Oh, I don't like
Would never
Downtown.
make
Yeah.
my list ever.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you this: you this Release Some Tension, you could
Mhm.
put this album on and play it to the end.
From beginning to end.
Now they
That's
said what
yeah.
they didn't like about it was too many features.
I
They
can
didn't
see
like that
that.
almost every
Yeah, because the
song
record label made
had
them
an
do that.
artist.
Yeah. Yeah, and they didn't need that. I can understand Missy on a song because, that's Missy. But,
Right.
yeah, they had way too many features on that album. Yeah,
But let me tell you
I never
something.
thought
That's
about
what
that.
made the album kind of good though.
It did. It did. They
I
had,
mean,
yeah.
Redman, because I know you a Wu-Tang,
Oh, yeah,
like you
I
a
love Wu-Tang and Redman, that whole, yeah.
I'm like I don't really like listen to Redman outside of, but that Lose My Cool,
Mm-hmm.
Little Caesar ain't never been good on nothing.
Nothing but
But
that.
Love Like This,
Okay.
it's this song, and he on a Kelly Price song on Kelly
Yeah.
Price's album. Listen, them two right there.
Mm-hmm.
But on here, when you cry and Here for You,
Oh, yeah, when you cry, baby.
listen.
But the thing is too, around that time, everybody had so many features on all. It didn't matter if it
Yeah,
was
that's
hip
what you
hop.
did because hip hop was
Yeah.
becoming. I mean, hip
Yeah.
hop was already popular, but
Right.
it had hit a mainstream with
Mm-hmm.
Jay-Z.
Yeah.
So everybody wanted a rapper
Mm-hmm.
on a track.
On their track, and record companies were like, oh, we got to get these features on here. We're
Right.
going to pay for it. So yeah. So that's
And I
probably the
believe that
reason.
Puffy produced the
He
album.
did.
If I'm
Yeah.
so of course he was gonna make sure every single track was like,
Oh,
listen,
yeah. He's
this
the one that
album right
brought
here,
that. Yeah.
hands down,
Yeah.
this album
I would say that's my
is
favorite.
like
Yeah.
these
Yes.
two them. So I would have to say that SWV throughout the 90s maintained my attention.
Oh
Like
yeah.
they maintained a certain level of like, oh, they got it.
Mhm.
They ain't gotta prove it no more.
No. Uh-uh.
Like they would be up there with like maintaining and the vocals of
Mhm.
like In Vogue.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
they had staying power.
Mhm.
So I would say as if you now for guys, you know what I'm gonna say.
Mint
You know what
condition.
I'm gonna say. Now y'all
Yeah, we already
knew
know.
you knew I was gonna say mint
Yeah.
condition.
Yeah. See, me, it's Jodeci and mint
And
condition. Like I can't
now listen, you
differentiate the two.
called me out on the mint condition
Mhm.
because I ain't gonna lie to you. I was getting ready to say Jodeci.
Were you really?
I was getting ready to say Jodeci. But you had to bring me back to my senses. But I was getting ready to say Jodeci.
Yeah. See,
Because
Jodeci's my number
listen,
one.
Jodeci
Mhm.
and that first album and
Baby,
You and I,
you and
listen.
I.
God,
They could have listen. They could
listen.
have just put you and I, and I'm still waiting, and I'd have been good. That
Oh,
could have been the album right
Jesus.
there.
They could have put the 5 songs. Stay, Come and Talk to Me, You and I'm Still Waiting, and had one of them little intros for like, give it all you got. Give
Yeah,
it all you got. Hey, that's all we need.
and that would
Just
have
put
still
them
been a
5 songs
classic
on
right
there.
there. Yeah,
It'd have been a
they could have
classic.
just released the EP as their first album, and we've been like,
Oh my
yes,
God. Let me tell you something,
baby.
because that You and I'm
Mm,
Still Waiting. And
listen,
listen, they could do no wrong in my eyes.
no,
But then for them to come back with the show,
child.
the after party in the hotel,
No, it was no, it was the second one was with Cry for You on it. How come I can never remember the
yeah,
name of that
it's
album?
my
But
heart belong
yeah,
that
that was
desert one.
yeah. Then the show, the
But to
after party,
still be
child.
able to maintain with the show, the hotel,
Mm-hmm.
listen, cause that song when that, and I think that's the only like quote unquote hit
Mm-hmm.
they had off that album.
Yeah.
But listen, it worked.
It worked.
It worked. Cause I will put that song on repeat to this day.
And see, and going back to our musicianship discussion,
Yep.
people don't realize that Jodeci, they're
Yep.
musicians first.
Yep.
They can just sing their asses off. Even
Yep.
Devontae and Dalvin
Dalvin.
can
Yep.
sing. It was just the brothers of they're all brothers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Casey and JoJo were the lead singers.
Uh-huh.
But they all can play music, and Devontae
Yes.
and Dalvin are geniuses when it comes to music.
Devontae
Devontae
is a
Swing,
genius.
yes.
If you ever get the opportunity, if you have anybody, if you have Apple Music, type in Devontae's name
Mm-hmm.
because baby Devontae got a playlist on Apple
Yes,
Music.
I got it on. I got it saved.
His little produced songs that he done
Mm-hmm.
came up with.
Yep.
And the first one on there is dum 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 dun, 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 is No More Pain by Tupac.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. That
That
Devontae Swing
piano.
playlist,
Mm.
y'all listen. Y'all don't know about Devontae. Y'all don't know. I'm telling you,
Listen.
that boy is a genius.
Yes.
You think they was had him on the piano in them videos for nothing?
Okay.
If you pay attention, that boy was at a piano in every video,
Mm-hmm.
even in the desert.
Yep.
Did you notice that? Y'all wasn't looking for real. Mm-mm. Even they brought a piano to the
To
desert.
the damn desert while they were all in leather, baby.
Listen, baby, I will cry for you tonight.
Baby.
That's why I'm saying y'all angry. Cause see,
Yeah. Y'all ain't got no love. Y'all don't know. Y'all
ain't
didn't.
no more
Mm-mm.
love.
And
Cause
mind you,
them was hood niggas
hood
in
niggas
leather
singing about it.
outfits
Yes.
singing, baby, I'm gonna cry.
Cry
Baby,
for
I'm
you.
begging, I'm begging, baby.
That part.
Listen.
I mean, that song was so deep that the uh what was it, Mickey Mouse Club, they covered it
Listen.
with Justin Timberlake
Remember
and
that?
Ryan Gosling. They covered the song.
Listen.
Childless. I mean,
Y'all
y'all
don't
just
know.
don't know. Y'all don't. Y'all weren't there.
I just
What the
shared a
kids say?
video
Y'all
a
weren't
guy he
there.
made, and he said, "This was wrong with y'all." He said, "Ain't nobody on their knees no more."
Mm-hmm.
He slid on his knees. He said, "Ain't nobody begging,
Ain't nobody
baby.
begging.
Please, they don't beg no more.
Okay.
They think they above begging,
Yeah.
and that's why y'all be sneak kissing y'all homeboys."
I mean, I
I
mean,
mean,
I
we
mean,
probably
if we
you don't want
going,
to talk about that.
we don't want to talk. That's
Okay,
a whole
we don't
nother
talk about
show
that. That's a
because,
whole nother show. But
listen,
that's why that's going on.
that's why that's going on. Exactly. Yeah.
That's
If you
why.
didn't know, but
If
yeah.
y'all didn't understand, that's why.
Yeah. That part.
Everything y'all do, y'all want to do with y'all homeboys. Cause y'all
Including.
don't want to, including,
Mm-hmm.
y'all don't want to lose y'all's ego.
Yeah.
Girl,
Them
I
dudes
tell
didn't
you,
care. They were going to sit there and sing to you. Jodeci was going to tell you, not Jodeci, I'm sorry, Boys the Men was going to tell you that they were going to be on bended knee.
I'm on bended knee.
Yeah. And that's the
God,
problem.
asking God,
Mm-hmm.
I'm down on bended knee.
Listen, y'all weren't there.
Y'all was not there.
Mm-mm.
Listen,
Ooh.
I tell you, let me tell you something, Jodeci. And if I had to, now as we move into the 2000s, I mean, I would say Jagged Edge. That would just
Oh,
be my
totally. Yeah. And
immediate.
and I hate to say it, I really can't think of a male group that, would be up there. I mean, Drew Hill, I like Drew
Oh,
Hill.
the people would say 112. I'm not a big
I
112,
like their music,
fan.
but no, I'm gonna have to go with Jagged Edge.
I would have to go with Jagged Edge every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because everyone, listen, when Jagged Edge dropped Gotta Be,
And that was their
yeah,
listen.
they sold the
Oh, that wasn't
game
their
up with
first
that
song.
one.
That was their second song. But it was bigger than the first song because it
Yeah.
was just like, baby. And did that come out like our senior year of high school? I think so.
Did it? Well, I do think Shay wasn't going to school with us because I do remember that. So it might have been.
Yeah, I think that did that. Yes, I remember buying that CD our
Let me
senior
see.
year. Yep. Mm-hmm. Ciao. Listen.
Jagged Edge, yes,
Yeah,
honey.
I'm gonna go with them for 2000s and the women. Ooh.
Well,
Destiny's Child. I mean, there was
yeah,
really
we
no. I
ain't
mean,
got
you
many
ain't even got to think
options.
about. Yeah, I mean, just everything that they accomplished. Just I mean, Destiny's Child. There's no.
97, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Jagged Edge, I gotta be. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, it would
Yeah.
have to be. Yeah, it would have to be Destiny's Child.
Yeah.
A little bit of SWV
Yeah,
because
because they
that's
were
when
still doing. That's when
Use Your
really.
Heart and Not Your
Yeah.
Mind. That was
Mm-hmm.
out at that time.
Yeah, and that's probably my favorite song by them.
And then we just saw Release Some Tension came out in 97.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I would have to say SWV has been able to maintain
Mm-hmm.
a career.
Yeah, and
Like
still to
even
this day.
to this
Yeah, they're
day.
still out touring and selling out. So.
And I always thought it was so weird.
Mm-hmm.
And I brought this up and I made a comment about it on social media because somebody shared a video of Escape
Mm-hmm.
looking stupid. And I said, what is so funny to me every time I see Escape is that they had the nerve to get on TV, on a national TV show, on a national network, I should say,
Mm-hmm.
and speak ill about the way the SWV dresses. And they continue to look like this. That's what I said in the comment. They continue to get up on stage every night looking like
No, they
this
did. First of all, back no
and
hold.
speaking
Mm-mm.
ill of the way that SWV
No,
looks.
they didn't. I
Y'all
refuse to
look
believe
like
you that they
fools.
that they had the nerve to talk about somebody's clothing
All of your clothes
choices.
look like they don't fit. Y'all look uncomfortable. And mind you, you're the same age as Taj and Lily and them.
Exactly. Why do they think that they're so much younger?
Like,
Y'all
are
are the
we all
same
going crazy?
age.
Like, who y'all trying to convince that y'all young? You do know we were there, right?
Exactly.
You ain't trying to convince these young kids because they think you look silly.
I mean, y'all popping out of clothes and you got the nerve to be talking about
I
SWV
mean, popping out.
who's dressing age appropriate and who has always
Who's
been
dressing
able
age
to
appropriate and got their original body
I
from
mean,
'93.
can we start there? And not only that, they look good.
They look good.
So it's not
Even with grown woman weight,
that
they look
part.
good.
I refuse to believe that they said that. I'm not even going to
Oh,
believe
they
you. No.
did. They did. And it
Oh
was the
my
one who
gosh.
looks the worst.
I already know. Mm,
Yep, it was her.
mm.
It was Smokey Robinson. She said it. She made a point to say it, and I was like, "Wait a minute,
Of all,
what? Why would you do that? Why would you say
oh
that?"
my gosh. See, that's what happens when you marry money because you ain't got.
But see, and that's how you know
Mm-hmm.
that y'all intimidated. I
Exactly.
feel
That's
like
what
when
it
people
comes
do
down
stuff like
to.
that, you're
Yeah,
intimidated.
that's exactly what it comes down to.
You see
Mm-mm.
their star quality.
Mm-hmm.
You see, what they bring to the table, and you see them walking around just being their true self.
Yep.
And you are number one, you feel insecure that you
Yeah.
can't do it.
And that you look the way you do. You
Yeah.
know you look a mess.
And even when you said that, guess what they did? Stepped harder.
Mm-hmm.
Cause now Bolin, what's his name? Jay Bolin. Now he dressing them.
See?
They shitting on y'all every time they come outside.
And y'all still y'all still looking like that.
And y'all still look, and I literally said, and they continue to look like this.
Yes.
I said it's funny to me that they made negative comments about SWV's appearance and they
Anybody's.
continue to look like this.
Wow. I don't know
I
how I missed
mean,
that.
it's terrible. They said it on that show that when they was trying to do that comeback show. Remember they was
Oh
all,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, they
yeah. I
said it on
watched that.
there.
Yeah, I watched that sporadically because of I mean, not SWV, because I couldn't tolerate Escape. Yeah, so I
Yeah.
couldn't stay watching that. If it would have just been like I loved SWV's reality show that came on after the Braxtons when it came on for them couple seasons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I couldn't stick with this new one because of Escape. They were getting on my damn nerves, so I couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They don't even realize how goofy they are.
No, not at all.
It's like, are y'all serious? Sometimes people
It's
say some crazy
insecurity.
stuff and you wonder, are y'all for real?
Yeah, you nailed it. It's
So
insecurity.
you don't see it
Mm.
at all?
Let me tell you something, because these girls escape and they've admitted it. They've been told their whole careers that they're not the best singers, that they aren't attractive. So now they're taking it out on everybody else. Don't get mad at us. Get mad at these niggas that were telling y'all that. Get mad at Jermaine Dupri with his goofy looking self that was telling y'all, that came out and said this, basically said that y'all were told that y'all were ugly, pretty much. And not that
Okay,
I.
now hold on.
Uh huh.
Now
Okay.
let's hold on.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna use a term that my sister uses.
Okay.
Now they is strong in the face.
Strong in the
And
face, for
when they
sure.
came out, they was a little rough around the
I mean,
edges.
straight out of College
I
Park.
must
So,
say that,
yeah.
to kind of soothe this
Yeah,
comment.
for sure.
Y'all ain't cute.
Mm-hmm.
And let me say this, you're not music industry cute. That's I'm not trying to
I
listen because
mean,
you could look right back at me and say, girl, you ain't cute either. Okay,
that's all
baby, whatever
right.
you say.
That's all right, but I ain't trying
But
to hear
I'm
yours.
not the one who trying to have a music career.
That part.
So you are not industry music attractive.
Mm-hmm.
But you can blow. Now Tasha, she can blow,
Yes,
but her soul is distorted a little bit.
totally.
Her, her moral compass
Yeah.
is a little off track. Tamika clearly has something going on with her because the fact that you put that tractor truck trailer ass on you, And I think I said it out of order.
It don't matter. It's the same.
Sure.
It probably
Yeah.
needs to be out of order.
The fact that you put that ass on you like that and them boobs on you like that,
In them
because
eyes.
all that stuff. Now I think your boobs might be natural because I remember you being pregnant with that girl in that video.
Oh, you talking about the
And
sister? The sister,
yeah, the
not okay,
sister.
not Smokey.
Yeah.
Okay, okay,
No, not Smokey.
okay,
I'm gonna get to Smokey. I'm
okay,
coming for
okay.
Smokey
I
next.
got you. Okay.
But the sisters, because the sisters is the one he was talking to. I'm
Yeah.
quite
Oh
sure.
yeah,
We
cause
know what they used to look like.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And same go for Candy.
Yeah, cause
You know,
I mean, come on
them the
now.
ones he was talking to. Y'all, Candy is just a normal looking girl. I don't really think there was anything wrong with,
No,
the
she was
way that
just an
Candy
around the way
looked.
girl. Yeah, she just had an around
But
the way
it's
girl
them
look. Wasn't nothing wrong
sisters.
with her.
Them the ones he was talking
Oh
to.
yeah, totally. Yeah.
Mentally, it's something going on with you because you done did all that stuff to your body.
Mm-hmm.
Smokey. Now these ain't my words, okay?
Okay.
My grandma say this, and
Gotcha.
y'all better not say shit
Shit,
about
because
them.
we'll both come after you, and so will a whole bunch of other people.
Now
But go
my
ahead.
granny say when you got that mixed blood and you kind of mixed up,
Mm.
you don't know you coming, you going sometime.
Right, right.
That the bloods is in there warring against each
Yeah,
other.
they
Now
fighting.
that's what my granny say.
Gotcha.
And I can, if you now hold on, now this is what my granny say. I want you to pay attention to some of the mixed people that we know.
Mm-hmm.
It is something wrong with all of them. Now I don't know if her theory is right,
I mean,
but Holly Berry, Tiny, Alicia Keys, Mariah Carey.
yeah.
I'm just not. These just the ones we know.
Those just
for
yeah.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying
Just
she sound
saying.
like she on to something.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that she right or she wrong,
Right, but it's giving legit.
we got a little evidence.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Tiny, she got a little confusion going on with her.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah. So, they definitely got some issues and
Oh
some
yeah.
things that's happening that
Yeah.
they probably did feel out of place.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
them sisters probably was jealous
Mm-hmm.
of them sisters probably were very jealous of Tiny
Mm-hmm.
because they live in the South. And we
Yeah.
know in the South it's always gonna be a light dark thing.
Right.
Always.
Yeah.
On top of it, always gonna be a light dark thing. Tiny got a white mama.
Mm-hmm.
So we know there's gonna be some hidden aggression, even if you never say it, if you never think it.
Right.
That's just we Black, we know what go on.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure, and that's probably why Tiny and Candy could work well together. They linked up and made hella money.
Right. Exactly.
And the sisters just, like I said, y'all got something going on with
Yeah,
y'all
they got.
y'all's
Yeah, they
own
got.
family. Y'all's
Yeah.
own mama be pitting y'all against each other.
I mean, and she's been doing that her whole life, their whole lives.
Yeah, so y'all ain't never gonna have no positive relationships with no other women.
Yep.
Because y'all own mama is the root of y'all's real problem.
Yep.
Now that's some shit we don't want to talk about.
We don't want to talk about that, but it is what it is. It's the truth.
But if we had to pick 90s groups, it would definitely be SWV.
Totally.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. 2000s, definitely Destiny's Child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, you had groups come and go, but Destiny's Child.
Yeah.
They ran the 2000s for men and women. They were that group.
And I would have to say, Next.
Oh,
Next
yeah,
kind of had a little longevity.
Yeah.
And RL was able to spin that into a decent solo career.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But we ain't got no more men groups after that. The groups was gone.
Gone.
Once Jodeci stopped making music and Mint Condition fell out, we was dead in the water.
Yeah. I mean,
I need Mint Condition to get it back together.
Listen, but they're still performing. They just haven't released any albums. But yeah, they're still like a lot of these groups that we grew up on. They're still out here touring.
Stokely performing with them? That's
Good
the
question.
thing. I don't know if Stokely is still performing.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that, but yeah.
Stokely kind of be like doing his own thing.
He got a lot of things that he's into. He not only does he do a lot of the writing and producing, which they all do to Mint Conditions. To their credit, they all do that because they're musicians. But Stokely, he was that guy in the group. Not only was he the lead singer, but he does a lot. So,
Yeah, and he
yeah,
definitely
outside of the group, I should say.
yeah, they all were like, I would say, even contributors on the writing.
Yeah.
Like, because even Tony Braxton's husband, he did a lot of
Mhm.
writing.
Oh yeah,
Or
because they were
ex-husband.
pissed when he left because he was like one of the. They said he was like one of the best writers.
Yeah.
Yeah, of the group.
He had to
So
go take care of his wife, honey.
exactly.
She was sick.
Yeah. So he had to do what he had to do.
And I really was sad to hear her say, and that was just something that she felt. And it probably was a demise of their relationship because she
Mhm.
said Carrie was like a really good guy.
Mhm.
He wasn't doing anything wrong to her,
Right.
because she had this overwhelming feeling that it was her fault,
Mhm.
that because she was sick,
Yeah.
that he had to, like, he left his career. And
Mhm.
she said she always felt like she was responsible for that. She
Yeah.
said he never said it. He never made me feel that way.
Mhm.
But because I felt that way,
Yeah.
I made it a problem.
And she's always gonna feel like that until she
I was like,
realizes that was
dang.
her husband. But that's deep. That's deep. I read that in her
I was
book.
shocked
Yeah.
when she was saying it. And I was like,
Mhm.
dang, Tony.
Yeah, that was deep. And you can tell
That was the
that.
demise of your relationship.
Yeah.
Like, that it wasn't nothing wrong. It wasn't no cheating. It
Mhm.
wasn't, you just kind of pushed him away because
Yeah.
you felt guilty,
Mhm.
even though he never made you feel that way.
Never made her feel guilty.
Oh, that was like,
Yeah.
and you're acknowledging that he didn't make you feel good. Like,
Mhm.
it wasn't coming from him. It was
Right. It
your
was
feelings
it was her
that made you feel,
insecurities. Yeah, from
yes.
just dealing with health issues to, probably her just,
Girl,
having those issues, period.
girl.
And then they don't come from the best, role models, and
Okay.
so
Well, we hope
all
everyone
right. Close it out, girl.
we hope that everyone enjoyed the show. Child,
Cause
listen.
we'll take you somewhere else, but go ahead, girl.
If anything rings in my head, it is Miss Evelyn sitting at that table and Tamar saying, "Let that man cheat on your ass in peace. Stop bothering him about these women. Not unless
Oh,
you're finna do something.
that part.
Unless, cause in the moment you acknowledge the other woman, you
Mm-hmm.
become the other woman.
Yep.
Cause you okay with her presence.
Mm-hmm.
Baby,
Listen.
that's a two things I'm gonna leave you with. That what
Mm-hmm.
Miss Evelyn said,
Mm-hmm.
and Aretha Franklin's mama telling her, "Don't you sit around and wait for nothing bad to go good."
Up.
Baby, them is two words right there that you need to keep in
Listen.
your repertoire.
Listen. Y'all
And
better
every
listen.
time stuff get rough, you better
Okay.
pull that up.
Y'all better listen to these mamas out here, baby.
Pull that back up.
Okay.
Don't you sit around waiting on something bad to go good. Now that's a word from
That's
on
a
high.
listen.
We are recording on a Sunday,
Okay.
and that is a word from on high.
Right there.
Don't you sit around
Okay.
waiting on nothing bad to go good.
Leave it up to Keisha to give us a word, honey.
Baby, we hope that you enjoyed today's show. As always, you can follow us at girl underscore you know what, at Wellness and Women, and at Danny B Speaks. Until next week, bye bye, everyone.
Bye.